really struggling since our last battle report. That I just can't get that twerk out of my head. You have caused me untold misery. Be warned.
We are back. Necrons versus a huge horde of orcs. Necrons versus orcs battle report. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this battle report. And if you're new to the channel and you want to keep up to date with the Wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please subscribe and hit the bell button to turn on all notifications so you don't miss an upload. Right, welcome to another face-off. Necrons versus Orks. I am here again with CM Wargames. Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hi.
So I hear you've been having some nightmares after our last game.
Yeah, my eyes bled for weeks.
Something to do with seizing the initiative and twerking.
Yes.
Come on. Yes!
It was an experience. I don't really want to repeat if I can help.
No. So Richard has done some, well, I don't know what you want to call it. He's done something to taint my dice.
Remove the curse of the Necron dice. Made HP 40Ks. Necron dice roll no sixes ever again.
He's hoping I don't roll any sixes today. We will find out. Right, okay, Richard, let's run over your list first, and then we'll have a look at my list. So, what are you playing today?
Well, it's Orks again. I've got two battalions. I've got my first battalion, which is Evil Sons. I've got a Weird Boy. I've got the Big Mek in Mega Armour, and he's got the Custom Claw, the Killer Claw, and a shooter. Then I've got 4 squads of 30 boys.
There's a lot of boys.
Yeah, I've got 30 Sangles because I haven't got 120 boys at the moment.
So yeah, these are proxy for boys.
Yeah.
Shooter boys, yeah? Or close combat ones?
No, they're all normal slugger chopper.
Right, okay.
Everything's slugger chopper. The knob in that one has, which is this one, he's got the
Power claw, right.
and a normal gun. And the same with this squad. He's got a power claw and thing. But each squad has got 3 tank buster bombs, and the other 2 squads are 30 and just normal. The boss knob has normal standard weapons.
Right. Okay.
And then the last unit is the tank busters in the
right in front of my vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because you've got a few vehicles, I don't need to put them in bad moons to reroll ones. No. They automatically reroll against them.
Excellent. Okay. Anything else? What about these things?
Right. In my second battalion.
Yep.
I've got. It's a Dreadwire detachment as well as bad moons.
Okay.
So I've got 2 shock attack guns. This one's the souped up shock attack for relic, so I paid an extra command point for that. I've got 3 units of Gretchen, 1 of 20, 1 of 11 and 1 of 10.
Okay.
I've got 15 looters, my favourite. Then I've got 3 smasher guns, and then I've got 5 tractor cannons.
Okay, so something definitely different, trying out a new list obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be fun, so let's have a closer look at the Necron list. Okay, so before we have a look at the Necron list, I just need to point something out to you. Richard did actually make a little error with his tractor cannons. It's the first time he's used them, but he was under the impression they didn't need a line of sight, but actually they do. So just bear that in mind in this game. Right, let's have a look at the Necron list. Okay, so here is my 2000 point Surge Cron list. Got a few changes from what I usually play. Still playing a Sotek battalion. However, this time I've made my Overlord the Warlord. So he's got a Warsai, Hyperlogical Strategist and the Veil of Darkness. And then I've got the Canoptic Cloak Cryptic just behind him. Troops, 3 squads of Immortals with Tesla. I've got a squad of 10, a squad of 6 and a squad of 5. And then I've switched out the Tomb Blades for Wraiths. I've got 6 Wraiths, and at the back there the usual 6 Destroyers. I have my 2 Annihilation Barges with double Tesla, and we've got the Triarch Stalker, and I've got the Heat Ray on it this time. And then we've got, in the Nihilic Dynasty, the Lord of War, the Tesseract Vault. And on the vaults we've got Cosmic Fire, Antimatter Meteor, Sky of the Falling Stars and Seismic Assault. That is my 2,000 point list. Okay, so that is the lists. We are playing an ITC mission called Precious Cargo. We've got 4 objectives, 2 on each side in our deployment zones. One of these will be our primary objective, which will be allowing us to move it 6 inches at the beginning of the game, and then we score an extra point if we're on those objectives, so we've still got to do that. We've got our secondary objectives chosen. Richard, what have we chosen?
Right, you've chosen Reaper, which is every 19 models destroyed. Butcher's Bill, every 2 units destroyed, and Gangbusters, for every unit with you take 6 wounds off.
Right.
With more than 3 wounds, you score a point.
Right. Okay. So I went for that because obviously you've got these.
I've got 8 guns with 6 wounds.
Yeah.
So you only need to kill 4 of them too.
And then on your side, what have you chosen?
Me, I went Titan Slayers because you've got the big thing.
Yeah.
And it seems sensible. Big Game Hunter, because you've got at least 3 vehicles. I won't max those 2 out, and then I've gone Kingslayer, and I've chosen you
Overlord, yeah, who is my warlord.
If you get him back up, that probably means I can max out that. So
right, okay, yes, yeah. Right, okay, well, I finished deploying first, which means I'm going to have +1 to the dice off. We've had a good chat about this. The first turn is definitely going to be pretty critical if Richard gets it. And not only has he got a chance of taking the vault down, but he's going to be right in my face. And of course, if I get it, I can hopefully move the vault forward and start taking some of these many bodies off of the table. So, time for a dice off. So I get +1. We both get a 2, so I get +1. So Richard has a chance if he wants to.
I will try.
If you do get a 6, I do want to see twerking.
I don't do I think the world would end if I got a 6.
A 1, upside down. Okay, so the Necrons will be going first. So turn 1 for the Necrons. Okay, so Necrons have moved. Before the movement phase though, I gave my will be done to this front squad of Immortals and also the Destroyers. I also used the Cosmic Powers stratagem, allowing me to switch one of my powers for one of my choice. So I now have 2 Seismic Assaults, Sky of the Falling Stars and Cosmic Fire. Right, I then proceeded to move. So I moved forward the Destroyers, keeping them all on terrain, and moved these Immortals forward here. I moved this stray unit of Immortals just up on that piece of terrain. There is a plan for them. We'll see if it works. And then the Wraiths. I just bundled the Wraiths in the middle for now. Just want to see how the game goes before I commit them to anything. The Vault moved forward here, also moving my main objective forward, because of course I want to use the Nihilic stratagem at the end of my turn, giving it a 3+ invulnerable save. I then moved both the Annihilation Barges and the Stalker into this position here. I'm very limited. The whole of the army can only shoot 24 inches maximum, so I really got to be quite aggressive, I feel. So that was the movement phase. End of the movement phase, we go on to the powers of the Catan. Okay, so first of all, Seismic Assault. I've picked out that middle squad with the red rimmed bases, and of course because I'm in the vault, it means that on a 5+, I inflict a mortal wound. So there's 30 boys there, we have 30 dice, so let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to count those 5s up. That was a pretty good roll. So 15 mortal wounds on that unit. Okay, so I just forgot to roll that, but I did Sky of the Falling Stars on the Rocket Boys, and on that unit with the red rims I managed to kill 2 Rocket Boys and 1 of the red rimmed guys. That sounds rather rude, Rich.
Yeah.
And then 1 more unit, which was going on the unit at the back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I can't really target that one because
Right.
it's less. Yeah, so the one at the back there. So as long as I rolled a 6, it goes through, which it does, and then D3, so it'd be 2 gone from that back unit. Okay, so now I'm going to use my second seismic assault. I'm going to go on the unit which is down to 14 models, just trying to basically clear out at least the whole unit because we don't want no green tide happening. So 5s and 6s needed. We get 2, 3, 4 mortal wounds on that unit. Okay, so I've just used a stratagem, Wrath of the Catan, to give me an extra power to use, which is a random selection, and I rolled a 1, so Antimatter Meteor. So far with all of my command points I haven't regained any from the Sotek dynasty, so I'm now down to 5 at the moment. Now the Rocket Boys are the closest unit, so this is going to go onto them on a 2+ D3 mortal wounds, on a 5+ D6 mortal wounds. So let's do it. A 6, so D6 mortal wounds, 5. Okay, that was pretty useful. Okay, so Necron shooting phase, starting with the Triarch Stalker, who was originally going to target the Rocket Boy, Tank Busters. However, now they've gone, there's not much in range, so I'm going to choose one of these big gun things. What are they called?
The Mek Gun and they're the Smasher Guns.
Okay, so one of those Smasher Gun things. So we get 2 shots. We need... now we've moved, so we need 4s. And then we need strength 8. 3s. So 1 gets through. That's minus...
5 up involved.
Yeah.
No.
5 up involved, no, failed. So D6 damage. We've got 3 damage. Okay, so next is the back Annihilation Barge shooting at the same target. You've got how many wounds left? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we are going to be shooting on 3s. We are going to be looking for 6s. We get none. However, we can re-roll the 1s because the Stalker just hit that unit. So let's re-roll those. We get 1 6. The 2s miss, so let's take them out. And the 6 is on the green dice, which is the lower powered gun, the one underneath the tank, which is strength 6. So what is the toughness of that?
You're wounding on 3s.
On 3s with all of it. Okay, so here we go then. 3s. Take out the misses. There we go. So we've got 6 wounds. No AP on that.
Well, that'll be 4 ups.
4 ups. 1 goes through.
Yeah.
2 wounds left. Yep, okay. So in that case I'm going to shoot the other Annihilation Barge at the same unit. Okay, so coming in with the second unit, we need 3s. Take the 1s out so we can re-roll them. Ooh, 2 6s. Okay, so we got 4 6s altogether. Okay, so rolling to wound, we need 3s. So take the misses out. Just 2 miss. No, 3 miss. There you go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17.
One big Smasher Gun.
Unless you roll lots and lots of 4s. No. Okay, so next is the Vault. I'm going to shoot the Tesla guns at the red-rimmed, already damaged boys. So let's see if we can hopefully clear them out. So we need 3s and we're looking for 6s. Okay, so let's add those up. Okay, so with the 6s, I basically got all 20 shots through. So now we're going to be wounding on 3s, strength 7. So take those 1s and 2s out. There we go. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 wounds. How many boys you got left there? About 12, I think, isn't it?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
10, right.
So I need a few good saves here. 12.
12, yeah, 12.
So I need 5. That might just be enough to save them.
Yep.
6. So 6 die.
6 die. Alright, okay. Okay, so next I'm going to shoot my Mine Will Be Done Immortals. They can only reach the blue squad of orcs there, so I'm going to shoot them first. So we need 2s, and then we're looking for 5s and 6s to explode. So we've got 2, 3, 4 explosions, and the 2s hit. Okay, so strength 5, toughness 4. We need 3s. Taking out the misses. Okay, there you go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 wounds. Okay, so 12 dice here. There's one more to roll.
4, 5 to 5.
5 dead.
No.
No?
7 dead. 5.
7 dead, 5 saved. Okay. Okay, so we're down to my last unit to shoot, and that is the destroyers. Now there are 4 boys left in that unit. I've got to stop the green tide. I don't really want to do this, but I think I've got no choice. So I've split fire. I'm originally thinking 2 destroyers to take out 4 boys, but Richard does have a 5+ invulnerable save. If he rolls well, it could go horribly wrong. So I'm going to split 50-50, so 3 destroyers onto that unit, 3 onto that unit. We've got extermination protocols up, and Mine Will Be Done. So, first of all, on the unit of red rimmed boys. Okay, here we go. So, we've got +1 to the roll, which turns those into 2, so they do miss. And then we've got the extermination protocol re-rolls. So all in apart from 1. And now we need 3s to wound, and we get to re-roll that. Okay, so you have 7 saves. 7 saves. This is a big roll. Maybe I should have put more destroyers into them. He's rolled well.
But not, yeah, 1 survived.
1 left. No way. Oh dear. That is a disaster. Okay, so next is 3 destroyers onto the blue rimmed boys. So let's get those rolling. Okay, here we go. Get to re-roll them. All in. And to wound. Get to re-roll them. Okay, so 6 saves this time. No, 7 again.
7 on the blue.
Yeah, 7 again.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 die from there.
4 die. Okay, so end of my turn. I've used Reclaim a Lost Empire stratagem and given this a 3+ invulnerable save because it's within distance of that objective. Just morale now. And Richard, any morale to be done?
I'm going to auto pass.
Auto pass. How many command points you got left?
Well, I'll have one.
You've got 4 now, yeah?
I'm going to have 1 point when I green tide them.
Okay, so here we go. That one boy is going to green tide the unit.
Yeah, that'll be at the end of my movement. But
Okay. Anyway, so let's get on with Orks turn 1. Okay, so Richard has been moving. We've got some movement over here. All of the boys pushing forward, and these boys over here pushing forward. He's currently just about to do the green tide. I've been stewing on the fact that I didn't kill that one orc, but actually I've been weighing up the table a little bit. These 3 destroyers at the back weren't actually in range of the units that I was trying to destroy, so I couldn't actually shoot them with any more than 3 destroyers, so I don't feel quite so bad. However, yeah, 30 boys, just killed 29 of them, and they're coming back Surely Necron should have a rule like that. Surely Necrons are supposed to come back, not Orks.
That was the prize, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Come on, GW, give us some rules like that. We want them. Okay, so these guys have come back and they are surrounding my vault. So we are now into the psychic phase for the Orks. So Richard, what have you got?
Going to cast Warpath
Okay.
on the green squad.
That gives him +1 to attack.
Attach, yeah.
Yeah.
Goes off.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay.
Then going to, what do I do, Smite? What do I do? No, the jump.
The jump.
Yeah, it goes off easily.
Okay. So this big squad of 30 boys are jumping here. And then Richard absolutely loves my immortals, so I think these are prime targets. Let's see what he can do. Okay, so Orcs shooting phase.
Three tank buster bombs into that first.
Into the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I get 2 off. Strength 8. Freeze. No.
Okay, so 10 pistols now into the vault.
I'll get 3 Decker, which is always good. Producing an extra 2. So strength 4, toughness 7, 5s.
Yep, 5s.
So I've got 4 there.
4 5s, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 saves. 1 goes through.
Down to 27.
Okay, so we've got more boys shooting in, so here we go, 26 shots. Hitting through 3s or 5s? 5s.
5s and 6s.
Oh, yeah.
These are boys.
Right, yeah, oh, yeah, of course, yeah. It's in the assault, isn't it? They hit on 3s.
But I'll get 3 more. 3 extras.
Okay, Daka, yeah.
Yeah. Everything gets Daka. Gets 1 more out of it. And then 5s again. So 2, 3.
3 saves.
Yeah, should make all them.
I do not make any of them. So that's 4 wounds gone so far. 28 wounds in total this thing has. Okay, so these guys here, 15 shots shooting into those immortals on the building. Here we go. Needing 5s. Got 1 6 for Daka, 2 6s.
And I think I've got 1 on the smaller dice, which we get another 1.
Another 1 through.
That's what I like. 5s, and I get 2.
2. Okay, so we get 2 plus save. And 1 dies. Okay, shock attack gun. Next.
Strength first.
Strength 10.
10 will go to the vault.
Okay.
Max dice.
6 shots. This is just the normal shock attack gun, yeah? Not the souped up one.
Not the souped up one. So 5s, that being Daka.
2.
And so I get 3 out.
Okay.
So strength 10.
Yep, so 3s. All them.
All 3 minus 5.
Okay, so 3 invulnerable saves, 3 pluses. Come on, we need it now. Yes.
Right. So second.
This is from the souped up one now, yeah?
Yeah.
Strength 2. The room's gone silent.
Still gonna need 6s. See how many shots?
6 shots. Where are you shooting?
It's got to be the vault.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only thing that's going to. Yeah, actually it is because it's.
Strength 1. No, strength 2.
Now I need.
Now 6s now, yeah.
No.
No.
Right. First smasher gun
Okay.
gets 3 shots going for that.
On the vault, of course, yeah.
So 1 goes through. Let's see if I get the strength. 7 or more needed. Yep. So wound. It's -4.
-4. How many? 2 saves minus?
Plus 1 save. Just, I only got 1 through, didn't I?
Oh, right, okay.
that one.
1 save, 1 invulnerable save. Saved.
Right.
So,
next one.
okay,
one
so
shot.
so how does it run through how these works then, Rich? Because I've not seen these.
So I hit. I then roll against the target's toughness.
Okay.
If I get that, then it's you roll your save.
Save. Okay, so that first dice was, what was that you just rolled? What was that?
That was the number of shots.
That's the number of shots. Okay, so 1 shot, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 shot.
It hits.
That goes against my toughness.
Now it goes against the vault's toughness,
Okay.
which it doesn't. So
Right. So next, the big mech over there is going to take a pop shot. He gets his bullet out.
gets 2.
Gets 2 out from the Daka Daka.
So
Strength.
8.
Strength 8. Yeah, need 3s then.
1.
1 goes through.
Which is about fair, I suppose.
Yeah. Invulnerable
And that's
save, I assume.
-3.
Yeah. I saved.
Right. So now I've got 5 tractor cannons.
Okay, so run through how these work then this time.
They auto hit.
Auto hit. Okay.
So I'm just rolling against toughness.
Yeah.
So I need 3s.
Okay, and they get 5 shots each, do they?
Well, it's 1 shot each.
Oh, 1 shot each. Okay, they're all 5. Okay.
They're all going into that.
Yeah, so auto hit, rolling against toughness. And what strength are these? 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you need 3s.
And I believe it's -2.
Okay, I'm going to take my invuln anyway. So it's 4 invulns, yeah?
Yeah. I'll just double check.
Okay.
Yeah, -2.
Okay. 4 invulns, 1 goes through.
So 2d6
I'll
and
take the highest one, yeah?
4.
4 damage. Okay, that's 8 wounds so far, so I'm down to 20. Okay, so the assault phase. These guys here have just declared a charge on my stalker. The 8-inch flamer is out of range, so it's just a 2-shot gun, needing 6s, none, and your assault range. What do you need?
I need 9
9. Okay.
on the dice.
Yeah.
I can re-roll both, fortunately.
Okay. 8. Okay, so next are those boys there into the vault. So we're going to Overwatch. We need 6s. We get 4 6s. So now we need 3s. They miss. There you go. So what's that? 7,
6,
8.
I've got 18 inches on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 die.
4 die. Okay, and then your assault range.
Yep. So let's see.
4. You can re-roll it, can you?
Yeah, everyone gets.
Where does that re-roll come from?
Here we go.
Here we go. Right.
That's not going to be enough, is it?
Not quite in.
So the blue boys.
The blue boys,
I'll take
okay.
4 of them in a sec.
I could Overwatch them. Okay, so Overwatch coming in on the other units. Need 6s. We get 0 6s. Okay, so assault range, what do you need?
8.
8.
We'll have 7 on the dice.
7 on the dice. Rerolling 1. Oh dear. They fell. Okay, last assault coming up. These guys onto my 4 immortals. So we're going to Overwatch with the immortals. We get no 6s, and you need an 11, I believe.
Yeah.
No, reroll.
No.
No. Okay, so we just totted up the points after all of the points of hold 1 and hold my objective marker over there, which is a bonus, plus kill 1 and kill more, and then killing a number of orcs for Reaper. I managed to get 8 points in total. Richard did 8 wounds on this, giving him a point. He's got his bonus objective just over there, and he holds an objective. So
I've got a bonus point for that, so it's 3.
this is your bonus. Oh yes, yeah. So you got 3.
So,
Yeah.
8, 3.
That's it. So it's 8-3 to the Necrons after the first turn. Now we're going to move in to turn 2 for the Necrons. Okay, so first of all we've got RP. I've got my Immortal just here, so on a 5+. He's not back up. And then I get Living Metal, 1 wound back over here. Alright, okay, movement phase. Okay, end of movement phase. I gave My Will Be Done to the big squad of 10 Immortals, just bundled these up in range of this unit. Obviously we've got those still standing there. And then I jiggled around in the middle here, moving the Destroyers up with the Cryptic, the Annihilation Barge, and I've used the Stratagem to advance and assault with the Wraiths, which are just there in front of the Vault. Over this side, the Stalker just moved up slightly, and I moved the other Annihilation Barge over this side of the table. Okay, so Powers of the Catan, I killed 11 guys from here and 12 guys from there in total. So now we're going to go into the shooting phase. Okay, end of shooting phase. I managed to clear out those with all of the Immortal Tesla My Will Be Done, and I managed to take almost the whole unit out of one squad of boys over here and a chunk of the other boys. So we're straight into the assault phase. I am going to declare an assault, the Wraiths, on those boys just there. Richard, Overwatch. Okay, 8 and 3 tank busters. Got 2 6s on the tank busters.
Yeah, so I'll get an extra 2 tank busters.
On the Daka.
And 1 for...
Okay. Not quite.
But, there's strength 8.
Okay, so 3s.
So
one goes through.
One with a symbol anyway.
Yeah.
And that's needed to be a 5.
Okay, so 1 in Vom. Which I saved. Okay, and my assault range.
In space.
Yeah. Okay, so the assault is done. I killed a handful of models. I took 1 wound in return. The last 3 orcs just standing there are just about to die from morale, and that brings us to the end of Necron turn 2. Okay, end of turn 2 for the orcs. Just a side note, I did use my last 2 command points to give this a 3+ invulnerable save, which really helped me. However, I still lost a fair amount of wounds. I'm down to 10 wounds on the Vault. These guys moved up and assaulted my Triarch Stalker. I actually won the assault, killing a couple of orcs, and didn't take any wounds. But I did take a couple of wounds from shooting. And then over here, the looters managed to remember to shoot this time, because I did actually forget to shoot turn 1. Shot into my Immortals, killing 4 of them. And then in the middle of the table I was assaulted by the Weird Boy, Big Mek and some Grots. I lost a Wraith and I did 2 wounds on the Big Mek guy just there in the assault. And that was it. Richard managed to get my objective because he's got troops here, so he had hold more than me, and he got his objective point as well, and the bonus objective point. That takes him up to 7.
Yeah, I'll just double check something.
Okay, we just had to check something, but yes, we got it right. So it's 7 points to the Orcs and 14 to the Necrons as it stands. And now we're going to move into turn 3 for the Necrons. We've got some RP to do. Okay, I just managed to get 1 Immortal back on this squad here, and then of course I gained an extra wound on both of the vehicles just there. So let's see what the Necrons can do now. Okay, so end of Necron turn 3. So first of all I gave My Will Be Done to the bigger squad of 7 Immortals, and I've teleported those, which I'll show you in a second. In the meantime, this other squad hid behind the wall from the looters, and these have advanced up just to give Richard something to think about. And then I teleported the other unit right the way over here. Prime target was these units here that don't need line of sight. Again, trying to help protect my Immortals over on my objective just over there. In the meantime, I fell back with the Triarch Stalker and just rejiggled everything around here. I am quite close to the Vault, which is dangerous if I explode. However, I tried to take out as many of the big guns as I could to try and protect it. Shot these out with a Tesla, and I took all of the guns out here, apart from this one, which is just now on 1 wound. And then the Wraiths fell back and came over here, targeting the rear area trying to take out the characters. I did take out the souped up shock attack gun. However, Richard did roll very well in the Overwatch, doing some mortal wounds. I'm down to 2 wraiths. One of them has a wound lost. And then the Weird Boy and the Big Mek and the Grots were just all taken out by Transcendent Catan powers and by shooting. So that was my turn. I managed to score quite a number of points. However, it's now on to Orks turn 3. Okay, end of turn 3 for the Orks. The looters taking out my immortals that were just there. The big events though was in the middle of the table. As I sort of suspected, the vault did go down this turn, so good rolling from Richard. And yeah, quite a bit of damage from the explosion. I lost 1 destroyer. I had 6 wounds taken off of the Triarch Stalker. I think it was a couple of wounds off of the Annihilation Barge. And then it was one of your gun things.
Smasher gun.
Yeah, Smasher gun totally wiped out from the explosion. And then Richard just shot in basically, but your shooting didn't do that much, did it, this turn?
Well, the looters did 16 wounds.
Yeah, could only see
4 immortals.
4 immortals. Yeah.
Oh, that's
That was it. So
that was the price to pay.
yeah, we've racked up the points. It's currently 23. Was it? Did you say?
Yeah, 23-12.
23-12 to the Necrons. As we move into turn 4. Okay, so that was turn 4 for the Necrons. I ignored this blob over here, concentrated everything over this side of the table, moving on up, killing the last gun thing that was there, and then falling back with the wraiths. I managed to get this gun thing here down to 1 wound. I assaulted it with the wraiths. I lost my wraith that was on 1 wound in the assault, but I did consolidate on here, so we are now contesting that objective. And then I killed something here, didn't I?
The
other attack gun. I managed to kill that with the destroyers. So we're now moving into Richard's turn 4. Okay, so turn 4 for the Orks. Full concentration on my destroyers. First with the looters, and then over there with those guns, taking my destroyers down. Not much else happened. We went into the combat over here, but we did no damage to each other. Actually, Richard did 1 wound on my wraith, but my wraith is still standing there. And that was it. So it's going to be turn 5 for the Necrons. The points now are 27-14, did you say?
27-14, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so turn 5 coming up. Okay, so there is the end of the game. We played turn 5 and turn 6. Effectively, I've cleared everything out from over here. That guy over there is actually dead. I'm hiding behind that piece of terrain. Richard has his looters and his grots just over here. And the final score is 35-22, victory for the Necrons. Okay, so there you go. What a fun game that was. I really enjoyed that, and it was great seeing the Vault on the table this time as opposed to the Seraptic. Of course, I've switched out my Tomb Blades for the Wraiths in this list, so let me know what you think of that list compared to my previous one. Now, of course, first turn was pivotal in this game, and I did a lot of damage, which was great. And of course, in Richard's first turn, not only did he forget to shoot his looters, but he also fouled 4 charges, and that was with re-rolls. So I had a great start to the game. However, Richard continued and he battled on, and he got a good amount of points back. So well done to Richard. Let's find out what Richard thought of the game.
Hello, Nick. Thank you very much for that game yesterday. Loved it. It was always tough and hard. I would like to apologise. I got the tractor cannons wrong. Rules wrong at the start of the game. But they don't ignore line of sight. They do auto hit, which I got right. But I've corrected that mistake. I've updated all my files, and we are due to play next week, so I'll be bringing the same list. So just because I wanted to give it another try, as in terms of the game, you got first, and you had a really good first turn. You pretty much wiped out half a unit of boys in one go without psychic power, and then you were unlucky not to wipe it completely on that first turn. And it cost. I had to use a lot of command points to keep it alive and green tide it, and then I forgot to shoot the looters in my first turn, which I then compounded that by 4 charges fail, which probably paid to my game, but I hang in there, and I kept scoring points just for bodies I would have liked to be losing in turn 2, 3. I'd already lost quite a bit in turn 1, so I was always struggling to catch up. But there's enough. I saw enough in that list to suggest that it's viable. I will play the other list that I sent you and I put up on Facebook, but it was, this list sort of worked, and I know that if I got first turn, I would have taken out your vault, which would have done a lot of damage to nearby units, and then that would have allowed me to play a different type of game. But as I said, you got first turn. You had a very good first turn. Later on, I think round 3 or 4, your dice deserted you a bit. But having said that, you did well. Yeah, I mean, I made a few mistakes here and there, but I am happy. I think possibly going back to that first turn, had I not failed all 4 charges with 4 re-rolls as well, I mean, not a single dice over 7 inches for a charge over the dice is quite shocking for me. But again, I think my MVP had to be the shock attack guns. They came up and put some serious work in for me, and that's the only reason I stayed in the game. Without them, that game would have been over a lot quicker. Well, once again, thank you. Brilliant table, brilliant game, and really enjoyed.
Okay, thank you Richard for that. I'm glad you had a good time, and I can't wait for our next game. Now if you want to see some more battle reports with Richard and myself, then check out that playlist just there. And if you're not subscribed yet, start now and hit the Edic Beer icon. Beam me up!